The National Super Alliance, NASA, has postponed the much-awaited announcement of the venue for the swearing-in of opposition leader Raila Odinga as the people's president. NASA leaders were set to announce the venue at 2 p.m. on Sunday, December 10th, but the pronouncement was pushed to a later date following a closed-door meeting held by a section of NASA officials. In the same breath, Atwoli says that the country will plunge into chaos if the government allows such a move to happen.
NASA strategist David Ndii, ODM Executive Director Oduor Ongwen, and NASA Strategy Committee member Koitemet Olekina were held in a day-long meeting at the Okoa Kenya offices on Sunday. With less than 48 hours to the event, the opposition coalition continues to closely guard details on the venue and list of guests invited to the oathing of its leaders, which is set to take place in a parallel ceremony to the country's Jamhuri Day. After keeping journalists waiting for the address, the NASA leaders only sent a text message informing the press that the announcement on the venue will be issued tomorrow at around 11 a.m. COTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli has however called on President Uhuru Kenyatta to shelve off his advices and reach out to Raila Odinga to have a conversation as Kenyans.
Tunamuomba Raila ni shemegi yangu. Tunamuomba asihapishwe tarehe 12. Maisha sio lazima kuapishwa. Ataapishwa siku ingine ya Mungu alimtengea. Naomba mdobi. It's just a appeal I'm making. Unaona?
Atwoli was speaking at Eshivimbi Anglican Church in Butere constituency, Kakamega County.
Kwa ajili akiapishwa itamaanisha yeye iko na serikali yake. Na ile aliyeapishwa ana serikali yake. Sasa superiority ni nana na nguvu inakuja ndani. Na tutaki kwenda huko. This is a very beautiful country. Tena ni vizuri ulale njaa in a peaceful country. It's better to have a bad government than not to have a government.
The opposition is said to be grappling with, among other issues, whether it should proceed with the ceremony in absence of Kalonzo Musyoka, who is in Germany attending to his wife, who is still unwell. Among the options in consideration is to have Musyoka, who was Odinga's running mate in the August election, sworn in while in Germany, or have him take the oath of office at a later date. NASA's Tuesday program is fashioned as a national event, starting with the signing of the national anthem, heightening possibilities of yet another showdown with police.
Uambie kitu tunakuomba. Hii swearing in ya Raila Amolo Odinga. Ningeliwasihi. From August to this time we have lost 100,000 jobs. And we stand to lose more jobs with more than 300 lives. Wale watu wamefariki. Na mimi namwambia kama swearing Raila atakuwa sworn in tarehe 12, Kenya itakuwa the same.
Meanwhile, pressure continues to mount on Raila Odinga to stop his controversial swearing-in, with behind-the-scenes talks underway to forestall the event, which security organs are determined to obstruct. Diplomats and the clergy are said to be seeking the president's audience to broker a peace face-to-face meeting with Odinga and Kenyatta. The opposition has left people guessing on the venue, with speculations abound that the event could take place outside Nairobi, in one of the opposition's key strongholds.
We do know that for a fact that event will not be taking place now. Here, smack on the front page of the Daily Nation. Speculation and an in-depth look at the hidden players in Raila's big U-turn. Now, we do know that after weeks of political rabble-rousing, it was a soft power of a diplomatic nudge coupled with the dark-eyed disapproval of the clergy and a dash of internal pessimism, but that put paid to NASA's plans to swear in its own people's president. This story is continued right here on the page 4 of the Nation newspaper. And of course, also this story is also coupled up with the one that's on the front page of the Standard newspaper, on eyes on Maraga as Raila puts off swearing in fet. Now, tell me, So what do you make of this? Because we do know that as a leader up to this week, we've had various calls from NASA leaders that they will not be dissuaded, but something clearly seems to have reached them, or someone clearly seems to have reached them.
Thank you so much. Good morning. What happens, you know, in politics, you must always balance. And politics of Kenya today is beyond a voter. So it has gone to a point whereby the international community is affected, the local is affected, the business is affected, the schools are affected, every given sector within this given country is all affected. So all these people, they have to reach out and ask, what do we need best out of us? So, I mean, in terms of, postponing the swearing in of Raila, that is a postponement. It's not a cancellation.
But isn't it considering all the huffing and puffing?
Precisely. What is going to come out of this is that, you know, at times we always say that if you're surrounded with so many lions, you actually have to pretend that you are dead so that actually you will have your space. So swearing in or maybe taking an oath, whichever way you can put it, it's a postponement, it's not a cancellation. But you could see that it's now revolving around what? Kenya, we need now to understand that we have a problem. And this problem must be tackled not in terms of being comfortable. It's not a part, in terms of being disinterested in it. But we need now to face the reality. Because after, the tomorrow's swearing in, could it be that it could have been there, you could see what it has caused in this country. It's news all over. It's a problem all over. So that means there is somewhere along the way that Kenyans are not moving on. A big number is still left not moving. So the president, you need to look back. Kenyans are not moving.
Okay, so now we have here a statement by Musalia Mudavadi, who says that they want to assure Kenyans that NASA remains fully on course in pursuit of electoral justice, and that their resistance of dictatorship is resolute and irreversible. They also want to remind the NASA fraternity to maintain their civic and economic resistance, meaning that there are only two options for them, democracy or self-determination. So we do know that sources already are claiming that within the coalition, that some of the top NASA leaders had expressed concern that already tens of people have been killed in protests since the August 8th elections, and that the coalition was being linked to violence. Therefore, the decision to abort the ceremony, it was understood, was to avoid any confrontations and show the world that NASA was pushing for reforms without causing chaos.
Yeah, that's a profound decision. It's quite a profound decision, because once they have realized that this thing, it was going to be a confrontation with the police and the civilian. Now, for us not to get to that level, the most important thing is what? Now we need to ask ourselves, why don't we have genuine reforms within these given institutions, so that we can actually talk of an institution that actually bring the confidence to the people, public trust, and the integrity within those given institutions. Right. But as things stand today, you can realize that if we say, okay, fine, it's just a stop. It's just a stop, but they will still be moving.